Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku charts.com daily analysis for the S&P 500 for Tuesday, August 13th, 2013. Well, a continuation of the trend to the downside today in technical terms. We had a candle that did take out the previous low but also took out the previous high. And in terms of the trend, we haven't had a change of trend. So without the market making a higher high and a higher low, we can't say that the trend is to the upside. Therefore, the previous trend is in force, and therefore the trend remains down, although the short-term dynamics are certainly not favouring that downside trend. In bar chart terms, we have an outside day, and that's a day of indecision, and it does suggest that there is some doubt about continuation of that trend to the downside. Now, looking at the colour of the candle, and the colour is white, in line with the previous day's trading, so the buyers have made an amount of net bullish progress on the day between the open and the close, and they've increased the amount of momentum in net terms by increasing the size of the body on the previous body, and they've also managed to close the market up towards the high once again, suggesting that the buyers have maintained control and fairly strong control of this market, suggesting that there is a possibility of a change of trend. If we look at the large shadow on the bottom, very strong price rejection from below the 1687 level. As I suggested, it would be a very, very strong area of support for this market, and for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive trading days, we've seen price action rejected either from just around that area or from below that area. And today, very strong rejection with a rather large shadow in relative terms, and the market closing up towards the high. So moving forward, obviously 1687 will be a very, very important level. Now, in the market's attempt to trade higher and up towards the 1700 round number level of resistance, we saw the market trade to the Tenkan Sen and was rejected from there. So we've seen now the Tenkan Sen also act as an area of resistance for this market. So I suggested that could be a possibility, and we do have very solid resistance overhead from the Tenkan Sen up to the round number 1700. The Tenkan Sen is trading around 1696, but also solid support down below. So a market that isn't a good trading market at the moment. We want to see resolution of the market above or below this range that the market's trading in. If we do see resolution below, then we do have a very large zone of support extending from 1675 down to about the 1637 level, but we also have the Kijun Sen trading around the top of that zone, around that 1675 area, so very, very solid support down below. In terms of the pattern that we were looking at, and here we had some type of a head and shoulders pattern. The prerequisite for that pattern always is or for any pattern, is the prior trend leading into the pattern. Here we have a complex left shoulder with two peaks, a head, and some sort of a complex right shoulder that may be building at the moment. We drew the neckline through the troughs between the two shoulders, and the market has broken out to the downside below the neckline but failed to close below the neckline. And with all of these patterns, completion of the pattern is a close above or below the barrier. So here we've failed to see the market close below. We'd like to see this market react soon. There is a good possibility this market may continue the trend or continue with this bullish activity that we're seeing in a new first time frame uptrend. So let's be aware of that, and it could negate this head and shoulders pattern, or this complex head and shoulders pattern. If we see another peak here, we may have to reposition the neckline based on some sort of a complex right shoulder as well. So let's wait until the market reacts to this area. In terms of the Fibonacci extension, we're examining the relationship of the first time frame downtrend that the market is technically still in to the previous time the market was trending down, and here today once again we've seen the market testing below the 61.8% level, almost to the 78.6% level, and being rejected in a very strong manner. This does suggest that there is good potential for a change of trend, and with the buyers maintaining very strong control of this market, the very strong upside price rejection that we've seen, there is a good likelihood of that happening. So we do need to watch the area around the current high, but remembering that high coincides with the area that the Tenkan Sen is trading at. terms of the Fibonacci retracement, once again for the third consecutive day, we have seen price rejection from the around the 100%, either just above or just below, and very strong price rejection suggesting a possible change of trend to the upside. In terms of Ichimoku, obviously a bullish market in the long-term time frame, with the market trading up above the cloud and still a long way up above the cloud, and the market hasn't been attracted back towards that cloud. There has been attempts for the market to draw back towards that cloud because that cloud represents equilibrium in that long-term time frame, and markets move from periods of disequilibrium back to equilibrium. So finding it very difficult, and it really does say something about the relative strength of the buyers and the sellers. It's telling us that the sellers are relatively weak, and the fact that they're having trouble breaking through the 1687 level does suggest that the sellers certainly aren't terribly strong in this market. In terms of the Kijun-sen, the pink line here, price action is above the Kijun-sen, so that's suggesting that the market is bullish in the medium-term time frame. But once again, for the third consecutive day, the market is trading down below the Tenkan-sen, giving us a bearish market in that short time frame. So we are getting some conflicting signals. In terms of the Chikou span, that's above the corresponding price action, so it's suggesting that there is still upside momentum in this market, and the market is maintaining that momentum by trading within this congestion area, and it's supporting what we're seeing in the higher time zones, and suggesting that if we do see a solid bullish breakout up above the Tenkan-sen, the green line, and the 1700 level, we could see this market trade higher. Obviously, if that does occur, 1709, the high, is very, very important too. But really a market that we do need to be careful. We need to watch for a breakout either above or below. A very unexciting market at the moment.